Hi everyone, I'm back off holiday. Had a nice holiday. I'll just put one or two little clips, photos of the dogs at the beach for you, and then we'll go and have a look at what the garden's like after my holiday. Well, it's a bit windy, so sorry about the wind. Taking the dogs to tire them out. And we're going to get his feet up. Whoops, sorry. Then we're going to get his feet up and have a drink tonight. Don't very often drink, but I've brought some cider with me. Where's the doggies? You going in the sea? Are you waiting for Daddy? Waiting for Daddy? Back off holiday to torrential rain on the following day, and it's not done nothing for the lilac. Look at the state of that. It's absolutely destroyed the lilac. It was in beautiful flower when I went away, but never mind. So this is going to be all over the floor when it all drops off. It's another thing for me to clean up. The first Californian poppy about to flower. That's looking really nice. This that I bought on holiday a couple of years ago, it was in flower when we bought it, and the lady said it takes 7 years to flower, to get it to flower from a new, from growing it from seed. I'm just wondering if it only ever flowers every 7 years, because it's never flowered since. Calla lilies are coming on nicely. We've got some more I can't talk straight this morning. Californian poppies mixed in with some dahlias. This one was just a unwin dahlia mix. I did actually look up what dahlia it was the other day, and now I forgot. I'll have to look it up again. It's more like a bit like a daisy type of a flower. So I'll find its proper name for next time, or if I can before I put this video up, I'll put it underneath. Another calla lily coming up. These are my pinks, and let me see if this one is my favourite. Now this one's cotton pink, and we're just about to get a flower off it. I've got to find my favourite, which is Doris, and I bought it because my grandma loved pinks and her name was Doris. So I've got to find it and make sure it's all right, because I've got quite a few pots of pinks. If we move over to my fuchsia, put that back there a minute. Hold on, let me break this off. It not hurt, it's about had it. It's in my way. This one suffered terribly this winter, and I didn't think it was going to come back, but it is slowly coming back. So I'm going to get some more feed in there. And there's a couple of strawberry plants that actually kind of rogue ones that self-seeded themselves from the strawberry tower the other year. This is another pot, and there's no label on this, but the dogs pinch the labels sometimes, so I'm probably not going to be able to find my Doris. This one's not in flower yet. I've got a suspicion that either this one or the other one on the other side of the arch is Doris. This is the last pot, and this one's grown down the side, look, so you're not able to see the pot in a bit. And this has got loads. This is going to be full. Well, my bleeding heart flowered all last year, and we've had one spray, big lot of, told you I can't talk straight this morning, one big outburst of flowering, and it stopped. Which last year, new shoots kept coming out and it kept flowering all year. So whether it's been this weird weather, I don't know. But hopefully it will flower again. See, most of the plants are just about to start. So knowing my luck, when I go away again in a fortnight, everything will flower while I've gone. That's just typical. Rearrange this area so the watering system drips in. This has come out over the weekend while I've been gone. That's looking very nice. So all these have got the watering system dripped in, and the cuttings, I didn't do cuttings today, I split Lily of the Valley. I've lost about 2. One thanks to a bird, little black bird pulling bits out. So there's some more around the back of there. My mint's doing fine. I love this mint. I got this from the Gardener's World show. It's a bit spearminty, but it didn't say it was spearmint. It's a very fresh mint. It's very nice. But it said it was the most popular mint that people buy. But it wasn't actually called spearmint. The one over the other side is more like a peppermint smell. Quite a few apples coming on my Bramley apple, and I think there's some coming on these other apples I've got 2 other different, oh, this is the other one. This one hasn't got any on it, but they weren't doing very well in pots, so I put them into the ground and they're seeming to be a lot happier. This is the other one. Yeah, this one's not quite as strong a minty smell as the other one. Don't like this one as much. I've got down here this one. This is a lemon. That's really nice, that one is. Just smell it, it's really strong. This one's going through these rocks, but I've designed it. I know they spread like mad, but I've designed it to do this because I want it to cover the rocks, so I can cut it back. It is starting to spread a bit that way, but I keep pulling it out, so I'm containing it and hoping it will come more over these rocks, and it will look very nice. Well, I've been gone, all this sun and then all the rain has really made these lettuces grow. And even though I thought they were iceberg, and now I'm looking at the label a bit more clearly, I know they're not, but when I got home and saw the shape of them, I thought, they're not iceberg, they're little gem. And now I've done a closer look at the label, they are little gem. So everything's doing quite well over here. I've got quite a few more chard come up. All of a sudden, even though it was hot earlier on in the year, whether the ground wasn't warm enough, all of a sudden, recently, things have been popping up. Seeds that I had put in that I thought weren't coming and just abandoned and left, you know, not or thrown them in to a recycled pile, are suddenly popping up. So my lettuce, we've started cutting it, if you can see at this end. I've just picked the first lettuce of this year, and if I just stick my hands in and see if I can, there's some red in here somewhere, just a few bits of red somewhere. Mixed lettuce leaf that I put in, and it's coming up, and Mark's going to be having that for his dinner. Well, his sandwiches that I take, pack him up for work. He has a salad box, really. Mark's had 2 dinners because he has a salad box to take to work. So there's, you can see there. So by the time I've cut all the way around, that should be grown again. I've got a job to do next. I need to tie up my peas. The rain are knocking them over and they're covering my beetroot, so that's another job. And I've got to get on with tying up the grapes. And another job for today is I'm going to get these nettles out before they flower. They all got flower heads on and they're about to flower, and then if you let them flower they'll seed all over everywhere, so they've got to come out. These are all my dahlias that I showed you before. They're doing really well. I've already potted one lot up. My mum's had a lot. These are getting quite big. I bet the roots will be starting to come through the bottoms. I don't look too bad. They're still all right. These are the ones I've potted up. I know there's 4 in a pot, but these are for a display. I'll save 1 or 2 for next year. I'm not saving them all, so these are just to make a nice display. The ones I'm saving for next year, and I'll take cuttings off, I'm going to put in bigger pots and put to one side. So if you look, everything's doing all right. I've put things in. More calla lilies, bleeding heart. My fuchsias that I bought are doing all right. This is my watering system, so I can put plants in to water from the bottom. Works quite well. Everything's looking lovely. My strawberry tower and all my lilies and more fruit bushes over here, and my fig, more lilies, all doing fine while I've been gone. And I've got to shift all this. I need the room, so all this lot has got to be moved today. This was in with the seeds, the dahlia seeds, the ones that had sowed themselves at the edge of the dahlia bed. And as I was plucking them all out, this came up. I might be a weed, but this leaf resembles some of the fancy poppies, big tall poppies. So I'm giving it a chance. If it's a weed, it'll get thrown away. Hopefully it's not a weed. These underneath here, these are the ones that have seeded themselves in the dahlia bed. So I'll pull them out. Not them, they're something else. There's more underneath here. There's all loads of seedlings. All this lot wants pricking out. So I've got a lot of work to do before I go on holiday again. So we'll have a quick look in the tunnel, and then I'm going to get on with some work, and I will show you what I've been up to. I'm on my phone at the minute, so I haven't got a tripod for this phone, so I can't really film while I'm working. So we'll be back to GoPro soon. It was just that I wanted to nip out and do a bit of filming before I got stuck in with some serious work today. So as you can see, everything in the tunnel has survived. No casualties. Everything's looking great. If I just come back down this side. The only thing I have lost, but nothing to do with this week going away for this weekend. That's what have I? Can I see? I can see something that shouldn't be there in the middle of my beets. That is comfrey. I'm afraid that's got to be pulled out. Let me get in a bit closer and show you. This leaf, that's comfrey, and there's loads of it. Look, you can't leave one bit of root in the ground. This'll be some soil that I have put in from pots where the comfrey's seeded. It's all over the place, it does, if you're not careful. As I was saying, if you look, we've only got now 3 cucumbers. The 2 over here that were bush ones that looked like they were wilting, and the cucumber, the climbing cucumber was over there that looked like it was wilting, just gave up the ghost and died. Why these 3 didn't, I don't know. Whether it was because it was hot, I was watering them too much. They didn't like it. But these that was in the raised containers, and I was watering into the bottom, seemed better. But that one, if you can see, it's not that far from the soaker hose. Sorry about the dogs barking, but I suppose round its stem wasn't getting any water, and that one's fine. So that's a bush, and these are climbing. So they're the only things I've lost, but that wasn't anything to do with the weekend, like I said. Courgettes are doing fine. Even the flowers that I've put, the marigolds I've put round, and I've not watered them, they're perfectly fine. The tomatoes are doing all right. I might need to take some of the side shoots off. And the nettle tea that I am going to make. What is this on my hand? Don't say it is a tick, because I'm going to scream because I am sick of ticks this year. I forgot what I was saying now. Yeah, I'm going to make some nettle tea with all them nettles, and then I'll be able to come and feed these. I have got some normal feed I bought from the shop that you mix up, but I'll have to use that until my nettle tea is ready. I got distracted with the tick. Right, dahlias again. Them dahlias is they're from out of the dahlia bed. So you've got these like different leaf ones. I'm not quite sure whether these are dahlias or I'm growing weeds in this tunnel. But anyway, they were out the dahlia bed that reseeded from last year, so they're doing all right. No, not pumpkins at the back end. Let me go and get rid of this tick before I lose the plot altogether. Sorry about that, but when you find a tick crawling on your hand, it was only small, but I don't want them attaching to me. They're blooming nuisance, these ticks are around here. This year has been worst for a long time. We normally have a bad spell and then it goes, but it's constant at the minute. It has been ever since the weather warmed up. So, right, back to what I was doing. These dahlias are from the dahlia collection. These need potting up now. They're starting to look a bit leggy. I better go and get them sorted. But here, move these forward, we have bush squash, butternut squash. Oops, sorry, I'm not watching what I'm doing again, am I? So we have butternut squash, bush butternut squash. We have round courgette, yellow courgette, and more bush squash. So I think we've got 3 different: bush squash, yellow squash, and round courgette. Not doing very well with this today, am I? These are the peppers, and they're still not doing very well. I have got one. I don't know what I've done with it. It's in a separate pot that's a lot better. Here it is. That's a lot better, look. Oops, underneath that squash leaf. Let me see it a bit better. These are normal butternut squash, so they'll either climb them up something not too high, or they just spread along the ground. The other squash that I told you, a bush squash, which is the same thing, the mini butternut squash, but they grow as a bush. More dahlias, these from my seeds last year, and beans have come up. There's only one in this pot, in this container, when I went away. The trouble is, I'm not quite sure whether they're climbing beans or just normal bush beans, low ground spreading beans, because I put both in, and with that many didn't come up. I've lost the plot. Got to spare tomato, got another spare tomato somewhere, another 2 outside, I think they're in with the dahlias, rogue sweet pea, and more dahlias. This one seems to be doing alright. I don't think this one's ever going to do anything. I'd give up on this one, but all of a sudden it's coming. So, we're not doing too bad. Oh, look over here. I'd give up on that one. That one was, thought that one was dying. And slowly, that one's coming as well. So I might swap that and put that one underneath there. A few more flowers to sort out. So, oops, I'm wobbling about all over the place in here. My filming's not good today. Courgette down there, and all the tomatoes, and the flowers, the marigolds, and this is my pumpkin, and this space here is for one of my bush squashes. And my pumpkin's doing well, and that's going to be going outside though. It's going to go outside and down the side of the tunnel. Right, so they're the leaves off the plant that's not supposed to be in here. A naughty, naughty plant. So this will be quite good because I will just mosh this up and stick it somewhere, and it will help feed the plants. I'm going to dig it all up at the end of the year because it's not supposed to be in this bed. But I'm just pulling the leaves up for now. And I did put a load of this underneath my Mara. So once all these are finished, I can dig the roots out. See, the comfrey is very good for the plants. It feeds other plants, so all the leaves I'll probably bury in the bottom of here once I've moshed them all up, and as they rot they will help feed things like squash and marrows and pumpkins and things like that.